Okay, it worked. Okay, so
Good.
Ruchira Mataji, please go ahead. Whatever your questions were, let's do that first.
Prabhuji, just want to again just revise the three internal reasons. The first reason you said was Krishna wants to understand the nature of love of Radha Rani. What is the nature of her love? The second reason we talked about is what causing it to increase it when it's infinite already. So he wants to understand the sweetness, which is causing it infinitely to grow. And can you just in one line tell me the third reason?
So third reason is what we are discussing. And it's about the glories of her love. So actually, today we'll do verse 230. And in that verse, all three reasons are summarized. I'll just read it to you
Okay.
quickly and then we'll cover it again. It says, desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Devi. So those are three reasons. We'll discuss them again today.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Also, Prabhuji, what is the difference between Paap and Aprad?
So Mataji, Paap is sinful activity, any activity that is against the injunctions of the Shastras.
That is Paap.
That is Paap.
Okay.
Aparad, any activity that offends either a devotee or the Lord or is committed in the service of the Lord. So
Okay.
there are 64 different offenses in deity worship.
Yes, yes. I was reading about that. Yeah.
Yes, so that's that. Then you know that 10 offenses against the holy name,
Against the holy name, yes.
right?
So, sorry to cut you in between, Prabhuji. So, deity worship must have been very tough in the temple because 64 offenses. So, it means you're bound to commit some offense.
Yes, Mataji, that is correct. Just like when chant the holy name, you're bound to commit some offenses. That is correct. However, before you go to the next step, I want to remind you that doing deity worship with offenses, chanting the holy name with offenses, is better than not chanting or not doing deity worship at all. Because it's like you do practice, you'll make mistakes. But if you keep practicing, you'll become perfect. But if you never practice, you'll never do it.
So, unintentionally doing offenses are acceptable
Well,
by
not
God.
intentionally, but inadvertently.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Also, Prabhuji, my kids watch this Krishna cartoon. I don't know you watched it or not, but we know very well that nobody in Vrindavan knows Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Sorry, say again?
Nobody knows. Mother Yashoda and the father Nanda Maharaj.
Okay.
Nobody knows Krishna is the.
Yes.
Now, when they show the Brahman in Krishna's mouth, when Mother Yashoda says, "Open your mouth," she faints, and Nand Maharaj convinces her that he's fine. It's okay. Don't worry. You know, so many incidents have happened. So many demons have come attack Krishna, and he's special. He's the incarnation of Vishnu and stuff. So, do they have an idea he's
Okay.
God? They don't know, right?
So first of all, Mataji, what you just said is not supported by Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes, it's not supported.
So that's one thing. The second thing is, yeah, every once in a while they will get a sense, like you talk about the universal form in his mouth. But very soon they will reject all that evidence and go back saying, no, he's my friend, he's my son, he's my lover, or whatever. They go back to that. Because of the intense love for him, they will just refuse to believe that it's anybody other than, their little Krishna.
Okay. Okay. All right, Prabhuji, and one more. What is Shaktya Veshavtar?
Shaktar is when a person is especially empowered to act like God, or in those godly activities, qualities rather. That's called Shakti Avashata. So, for example, Vyasdev was empowered to write the Vedas, Srimad Bhagavatam, etc. His Shakti Avashavatar. Narad Muni, Shakti Avashavatar. Prithu Maharaj, Shakti Avashavatar. Parashuram, Shakti Avashavatar. So, they are individuals who are given special powers. So, they're not swans. They're not Vishnu Tattva.
Yep.
Krishna Tattva. Okay. What is the name of the king? Prithu, I was reading. He's Shaktavish avatar. Yeah.
Who's? Prithu, yes.
Prithu, yes. Okay, Prabhuji, got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking these wonderful questions, Mother. I appreciate that. Okay, so we'll get started today's session. Again, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 4, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. We're going to start with text 218 today. Everybody with me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Great. Great. Krishner Ballabha Radha Krishna Pranadhan Taha Binu Sukhe Tu Nahe Gopi Gan. Radha is the beloved consort of Krishna, and she is the wealth of his life. Without her, the gopis cannot give him pleasure. So if Radha Rani is not there, Krishna doesn't enjoy. And that's next verse. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Let's go to that. 219. Kansarir api sansara vasana baddha shankhalam radham adhaya hridaye tatiyaj vrajasundari. Translation. Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, left aside the other gopis during the Rasa dance and took Srimati Radharani to his heart, for she is the helper of the Lord in realizing the essence of his desires. So this is a very, very important point. So again, purport says that Jayadeva Goswami describing the Krishna leaving the Ras Lila to be with Srimati Radharani. There were how many gopis there at Ras Lila?
3 billion, Prabhu.
3 billion gopis. And they could not give him the pleasure that one Radharani gives him. So she's not there, he doesn't want to be with them. Simple. I shouldn't say he doesn't want to be with them, but it's just not the same, so therefore he leaves. So there's only one person he wants to impress. There's only one person he wants to be with. There's only one person who steals his heart. There's only one person who controls him fully, and that is Srimati Radharani. Okay? So let's go to 220. Sei Radhar Bhav Loya Chaitanya Avatar Yug Dharma Nam Prem Kail Parachar. Lord Chaitanya appeared with the sentiment of Radha. Same Radha. I'm sorry?
Sorry, Prabhu.
Okay. He preached the dharma of this age, the chanting of the holy name and pure love of God. So the two purposes, one was internal, and that is what? To take the mood of Radharani for the three desires that we'll talk about in a minute again. And then external reason was spread the holy name, chanting of the holy name, and give the pure love of God to everybody. They say that Lord Chaitanya is standing there with his hands up in the air. He says, does anybody come? Anybody, just come. That's all you have to do. Just come to me. You can be papi, you can be old, you can be young, you can be male, female, rich, old, Canadian, Indian, American, African, doesn't matter. Just come to me. Even if you're a drunkard, even if you gamble all the time, if you don't follow any of the 4 regulatory principles, just come to me. That's all. And I give you love of God. 221. Sei bhave niji vancha karil puran avatarer ei vancha mool karan. In the mood of Srimati Radharani, he also fulfilled his own desires. This is the principal reason for his appearance. So principal reason is to satisfy his 3 desires. Okay, again, we'll come back to that in 231. 222. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gosai Brajendra Kumar Rasamaya Murti Krishna Sakshat Shangar. Now, Shri Krishna Chaitanya is Krishna Brajendra Kumar, the embodiment of rasas. He is the amorous love personified. So, Brajendra Nandan Jai, what's the next line? Brajendra Nandan Jai, Shachisut Hel Sai, Balram Hoel Nitai. Right? So, Brajendra Nandan became Lord Chaitanya for the purposes of satisfying his three desires that we have talked about so far. We'll talk again in text 231. Okay. His amorous love personified. What does that mean? Love personified. What does that mean?
That means nothing can go beyond that then. He is the utmost, like.
Okay. What else does it mean?
Love personified as Radha Rani.
No, it's saying he is. If you look at that translation, second line. So what does that mean? It's love personified. Don't worry about who is, but what does the expression love personified mean?
He has come in the mood of Radharani.
No.
His persona is full of love. Love personified. His perception, his persona, his
persona. He is, like we talk about Satchidanand and all those kind of things, but his body, his personality is nothing but constituted of love.
love.
Nothing else. That
प्यार
makes
से भरे हुए हैं.
sense.
Full of love.
Full of love. Not just full of love, made of love.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, let's go. 223. Seiras aswadite kail avatar anushange kail sab rasere prachar. So again, same point being made again and again and again. Okay. He made his appearance to taste the conjugal mellow and incidentally to broadcast all the rasas. So that broadcasting of all the mellows is incidental. हम यहाँ पर हैं चलो कर लेते वो भी बहती गंगा में हाथ धो लिया ठीक है कर दिया I'm just doing that, but the real purpose is to taste that mellow in that mood of Radha Rani. Okay, let's do text 24, 224. Visheshamunuranjanena janayan anandam indivara shayani shamal komalera upanayan anger anangotsavam स्वच्छंदम ब्रज सुंदरी भीर अभिता प्रति अंगम आलिंगितः श्रृंगार सखी मूर्तिमान इव मधव मुग्धो हरि क्रीडति. Translation. My dear friends, just see how Shri Krishna is enjoying the season of spring. With the gopis embracing each of his limbs, he's like amorous love personified. With his transcendental pastimes, he enlivens all the gopis and the entire creation. With his soft, bluish black arms and legs, which resemble blue lotus flowers, he has created a festival for Cupid. That's very interesting. So, first of all, Krishna is doing what comes naturally to him. And what's that? To enjoy. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. That comes to him very naturally. That's what he's doing. He's enjoying it. But how is he enjoying it? With the gopis embracing each of his limbs, he's like amorous love personified. And so I can come back. The gopis are embracing each and every limb of his. And so what's happening to them? What is happening to them when they're embracing each and every limb of his? What's happening to the gopis? Any thoughts?
They are happy.
Sorry, Isha?
He enlivens the gopis, like make them.
Your voice is not very clear, Isha. I'm sorry.
I said he enlivens all the gopis.
Yes, he does. But what else is happening to them?
The gopis are feeling ecstatic.
Yes, and why?
They're serving him
Why?
because it's all about serving him. And when Krishna takes pleasure, gopis automatically takes pleasure
Okay,
in that.
yeah, that's right. Let me ask you this question differently. If you enter a room that's full of kajal, black, what's the English word for kajal? Mascara? Oh, anyway, you know what I mean. It's full of,
Coal. Yeah.
or coal, whatever, yeah. What will happen to you when you come out?
It will be black.
You'll be black. Why? Because you touched the walls or whatever, and they're full of black something. So what is Krishna full of when you say it's love personified?
Full of love.
Love.
Full of love.
So what do the gopis feel then?
Loved.
Love.
They're
Love.
totally immersed, submerged, bathed in love,
In his love.
right? And that's why they're enlightened. They're feeling that somebody said they feel the ecstasy. They felt the ecstasy of the love of Krishna because he's full of it. Okay? Then what's happening? With his transcendental pastimes, he enlivens all the gopis and the entire creation. That's very interesting. The entire creation is not even there. How does he do that?
What?
I'm just reading from the translation.
What is the question, Prabhu?
It says here, with his transcendental pastimes, he enlivens all the gopis and the entire creation. So I'm just asking, how does he enliven the entire creation?
So, Prabhu, as the sun shines the everyone, Krishna's
Yes.
sun, right? So
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Entire creation means all the when it's happening in the Lila is happening in the Vrindavan. So the trees and birds and flowers, everybody gets animals enlivened with love.
Yes. What about the people who are not there? How do they become violent?
Because it is recorded as a pastime and it gets forwarded to
Yes,
us,
exactly.
like in today's time, we are getting
That's
to
right.
hear about it.
We discussed it in this class. That's how we get enlivened, right? You can enliven discussing his pastimes, discussing his glories, become very enlivened. Right?
But people who are not listening or are reading these scriptures, or they are not enlivened.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. So if somebody refuses to wake up, what can we do?
There are millions, like half of the world, I think, they don't know even Chaitanya
Yeah.
Charitamrita.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. They refuse to take the nectar. They insist on drinking the poison. Right? Even them, Krishna helps. Krishna helps even the atheists, believe it or not. But not the same way. And not all the time. Right?
Hmm.
So to receive his mercy, you have to be able to receive, to want to receive it. Right? When Krishna was on this earth, many people saw him. Not everybody benefited the same way. When Prabhupada was here, many people met him, but not everybody benefited the same way. So same thing. If you don't want to receive, what can you do? You can take the horse to the water. You cannot make him drink it. Okay. With his soft bluish black arms and legs, which resemble blue lotus flowers, he has created a festival for Cupid. So what's the festival for Cupid?
Festival of love.
Yeah, exactly. Festival of love. Everybody love each other. So this is what they say. A person who loves Krishna loves everyone. A person who loves no one does not love Krishna. It all starts from there. Okay?
Say it again, Prabhu.
A person who loves Krishna loves everyone. A person who doesn't love anybody does not love Krishna.
So then it will be just Valentine's Day once.
Say again, sorry, say again.
Then it will be only Valentine's Day, once in a year.
Once in a year, that's it. That was just a card, that's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Prabhu, I have a question here.
Haan, bolo.
When we relate things with the Cupid, they usually, we connect them with that sexual desire, isn't it?
Mhm.
And here we're talking about gopis and
Yeah,
Krishna.
so you can assume that it means transcendental Cupid.
Okay,
Because we talk about Krishna Lila, we talk about transcendental Cupid. Yeah, you're right.
gotcha.
Okay. Text 225. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gosai Raser Sadan Asheshe Visheshe Kail Ras Aswadan. Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya is the abode of rasa. Okay, so in terms of Radha and Krishna, who's the abode of rasa and love? Who's the abode?
Radha Rani.
Right. And Krishna is the
Enjoyment.
In the case
We
of,
use two words, na?
yes, subject or object.
An object. Krishna is object.
Object and abode. Yeah. So Krishna is the object, Radha is the abode. So now Chaitanya has become the abode. Right? Because the mood is Radha Rani's mood. He himself tasted the sweetness of rasa in endless ways. So now, in Radha Rani's mood, he's tasting those mellows, those sweetnesses, those tastes that he couldn't as Krishna. But Lord Chaitanya is doing that. Okay? And that is why Lord Chaitanya's ecstasy is very different from Krishna's ecstasies. Right? When was Krishna dancing up and down and fainting in love? Right? He doesn't do that. He doesn't know how to do that. Okay? Text 226.
Prabhuji,
हाँ जी,
sorry.
बोलो.
Here one small realization.
हाँ, बोलो.
We are saying Krishna, like we know Krishna is a personification of love. All the limbs are full of love. And there is no difference between Krishna, his name, deities, Archa Vigraha is Krishna himself. But if I come to me, people like me, when I get my deity dressed up, I don't feel that love. It means my heart is so hard, like a stone. I'm getting him ready for a moment. It can be there, like the flickering, oh, they are looking so good, or I can talk to them. But no, it's not love which we are talking about. Like when we touch Krishna, the love is there. That's not here. So it's like I have some problem.
So first of all, I have good news for you. You got lots of company. Most of us are in the same boat. And once again, because of our offenses, because of our material desires, because of our tendency to enjoy and control and be the Lord, our heart is closed. There's so many blockages, right? That's why when Rupa Goswami talks about the steps to get to the sequential steps to get to love of Krishna, one of the main things talks about is artha nivritti. All these kam, krodh, lo, moh, mad, matsar, they're blocking the heart. Material desires have filled the heart. There's no room for Krishna. So love is not entering. Even when you hear the name, it's like it enters our eardrums, bing, comes out. It doesn't enter the heart. So if there's any consolation in because you have a lot of company, then be happy. But we all have to try. And that's what we are doing. This is why we are sadhakas. The sadhana bhakti is meant to purify us. So gradually we move from sadhana bhakti to raganuga bhakti to bhav bhakti and then to prem bhakti. The stages. But right now we are all sadhakas. We are trying very hard. But our problem is we have not been able to get rid of the material desires, our false ego, and as a result, we keep committing offenses. So, it's not like we're taking one step forward and three steps backwards. It's not that. But our progress is very infinitesimal, very small incremental steps. But progress is there. We can all look back what we were like 10 years ago and what we're like today. I think we'll all agree we're not being very modest that yes, we have made progress. It's just a long ways to go, but progress is there. So we can be very, very sure that one day we will get there. I don't know when that day is. Even Prabhupada guaranteed. We simply chant and follow the four regulative principles. Your entry to the Golok Vrindavan Dham is guaranteed. This is Prabhupada's guarantee. Prabhupada is not saying that. It's Prabhupada saying that. So I just have that faith. And I keep doing whatever I'm doing with all my offenses, with all my mistakes, with all my stupidity and all those kind of things. I don't worry about this. Prabhupada said, you'll get there one day. I don't know how many lifetimes, it doesn't matter. And I get there one day. Just keep doing it.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for motivation.
I just want to add one other verse that's in Brahma Stuti. I think it's 10, 14, 58, I think. I could be wrong about the verse number. Tatte anukampam sumikshimanu. That's a very famous verse. And it says, all you have to do to inherit your father's property is to remain alive and stay connected to your father. That's all you have to do. You don't need any further qualification. So similarly, to go to Krishna's abode, all we have to do is stay connected with Krishna, stay within ISKCON, just keep doing it. Don't leave ISKCON, don't leave Krishna consciousness. One day you will get there. That's the guarantee. So that's my hope. I'm Asha Baddha, whatever you want to call it. And in that hope, I'm carrying on. I'm not stopping. Unless I get
Yeah.
puffed and stop, that's different.
Yeah, we are your followers, Prabhuji, Rupa.
Haribol. Sorry.
So we heard you.
Andha jatha andhai roop nahi hai
I
mona.
was saying the same thing with you.
Prabhu,
Holding the-
that was exactly Guru Maharaj's one of last instructions also. Don't leave ISKCON.
Exactly. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Holding each other's kurti.
Sorry, Mataji?
Holding each other's hand.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Chaitanya Mataji, you also saying something?
The same, holding each other.
Yes,
And
absolutely. Yes, let's support each other. Let's absolutely support each other.
correct, Prabhuji, as you said before, 3-4 years back, before starting Bhagavad Gita, and now, so I feel like listening more of about
Exactly.
Krishna and everything. Not at all interested in any other,
Sure.
shows and everything.
Exactly, Mataji. That's
But
part
as
of
you said, very, very little progress.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
it is there. It is there.
And don't worry about little. Little is better than zero.
Yeah, of course, Prabhuji.
Right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Thank you.
Only faith you have to have, nothing else.
Yes.
Prabhu, I have a question.
Huh.
Going back to verse 20, sorry, taking you back again there.
Which was?
220.
Huh, bolo.
You mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that no matter who you are, you come to me, right? But then if we look at it, we always hear from acharyas and from the scriptures that we are not pure enough to serve Krishna directly. So how do we correlate those two things? Because we are not pure, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, no matter what you are, come to me. So how do we
So hold on.
understand?
Why are you mixing Krishna and Lord Chaitanya? Krishna's mood is different from Lord Chaitanya's mood. Yes, you're right.
Oh, okay.
Krishna will not accept your service if you're not pure. We're not eligible to serve directly anyway. But that's not Lord Chaitanya's mood. He's saying,
Okay.
just come to me.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Right? Right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's why Prabhu it says that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful and easy to
Yes,
easy.
exactly. He doesn't give any consideration to your qualifications. Just come to me, that's all. Yeah, Gayatri, go ahead, please.
Prabhuji, I'm sorry, I had to join the class late today. But just what you just said right now, we have like deities at Radha Krishna deities at home that we serve, and like you said, we're not qualified to serve the Lord directly. I'm trying to reconcile how are we serving the deities
Well,
at
so we
home?
don't serve Krishna directly. What do we do? We serve Krishna. What do we do?
We offer
In the
to
name of
the Guru
Lakshmi Narayan.
first.
We go to Guru. We take his permission to assist him. We're not serving Krishna, Radha Krishna. We're taking permission from Guru Maharaj to assist him when he's serving.
Okay.
And what do you think our Guru Maharaj does?
I don't know, I think they're pure devotees, so I presume
He's
they're
serving
serving.
Srila Prabhupada.
Even though he's pure devotee. Sorry, Nana?
He's serving Srila Prabhupada.
Exactly. And what does Srila Prabhupada do?
His Guru.
Exactly.
Guru.
The disciplic section up the chain.
Okay.
That's how we serve Krishna. Okay?
Yes.
Does that
Okay.
answer your question, Gayatri?
Yes. Yes.
Prabhu,
Huh.
so you have said earlier that Radha and Krishna accept your service in the form of Lakshmi and Narayan. Even when it goes through Guru Parampara, even
Absolutely.
then?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have no authority to serve them without Guru Parampara. Okay.
So that being said, so if we offer the bhoga to Lordship, we offer it to the Prabhupada first and ask request to bring it to the Lordship?
Correct. That's exactly what we do. Offer to those of us who are not initiated, we offer to Srila Prabhupada and say, please offer to Krishna. And then he goes up his chain.
I call it to Yashoda Maiya because I have Laddu Gopal deity.
No, but still we go through Srila Prabhupada.
Okay.
You know, I mean, sometimes we say, oh, I'm in Vatsalya Bhav, but no, we're not authorized.
No, we're not. Yeah.
The only bhav we have is what? Which one?
That's it.
Dasya, exactly. That's all we're eligible to do. Okay?
Okay.
All right, then let's start 225.
See,
No, we did that already, right?
Yeah.
226.
26 now. Prabhu.
सही द्वारे प्रवर्ताइल कलियुग धर्म चैतन्य रे दासे जाने यही सब मर्म. Thus, he initiated the dharma for the age of Kali. What is the dharma of the age of Kali?
Nam Sankirtan.
Nam
Nam
Sankirtan.
Exactly. Exactly. The devotees of Lord Chaitanya know all this truth. So you guys are all devotees of Lord Chaitanya because you know the answer. Okay, so let's see the purport. Who wants to read the purport?
Hari Bol, Prabhuji.
Harichaya Mataji, go ahead, please. Oh, I thought Haribol meant you to read it.
I can do it. When you said we are all followers of Lord Chaitanya, that on that.
Oh, that Haribol.
Haribol.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. There's a delay here, Mataji.
But I will read which text
Okay.
is.
Thank you.
226.
223.
Six.
Six.
26.
Stay with us, Mataji. Stay with us. So, 226.
Thus he initiated the dharma for the translation.
Oh, no, purport.
Purport.
Lord Chaitanya is Sri Krishna himself, the absolute enjoyer of the love of the gopis. He himself assumes the role of the gopis to taste the predominated happiness of transcendental mellows. He appeared in that mode, but simultaneously he propagated the religious process for this age in a most fascinating way. Only the confidential devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can understand this transcendental secret.
Okay. So, once again, Krishna is the absolute enjoyer of the love of the gopis. He's the one who assumes the role of the gopis as Lord Chaitanya, which is Radha Rani here, to taste the predominated happiness. Remember the two words, predominated and the
Dominator and predominated.
Dominated. Predominant.
exactly. Krishna is the predominator, the gopis, Radha Rani are predominated. So now, having taken the mood of the Radha Rani, Lord Krishna as Lord Chaitanya is enjoying the happiness of the transcendental in predominated. Okay? He appeared in that mode, but simultaneously he propagated the religious process of this age in a most fascinating way. What is so fascinating about it? What was so fascinating about what Lord Chaitanya did in terms of
It's the easiest.
Easiest.
and what else?
Just you can sing and dance and go back to Godhead.
Got it. But what are some of the other characteristics?
No
There were-
qualification needed for
No
that.
qualification.
No
No
qualification.
need of-
What else?
No need of surrender.
Sorry, Ruchira Mataji?
No need to surrender like you need to surrender to Krishna.
No need to surrender. Okay, yes. What else?
No rules to follow except for chanting.
Okay. Chanting itself is the goal. Yeah, go ahead. What else?
You
Say
share
one very important one that you're not saying. Very, very
Yes.
important. Think verse 2 of Shikshashtakam. That's the hint.
Humility.
No. Verse number 2.
Mhm.
Everybody's thinking, what is that verse?
Two.
Namna Makari Bahuda.
Kamakari Bhavda Vichasat.
And what's the next line? Niyamutaha Smaranena Kala. What does that mean? To remember to chant.
Up to the till the
Sorry,
death time.
Nana?
There is no fixed
Till-
time and there is no fixed,
Yeah.
Right,
you
there are
know,
no rules regarding time and
circumstances.
place.
Rules.
Circumstance.
Yeah.
You can do it anywhere, anytime,
Anywhere.
in any state. There's no such thing as I'm too contaminated to chant. So
Mm.
stop your excuses, start chanting.
Yeah.
Right? So very fascinating. And especially because we compare with previous ages, oh, you got to be very pure, you got to sit in a proper place,
Yes.
proper pose, proper direction, facing proper direction. So many rules. Nothing here.
Correct. Yes,
Nothing.
Prabhuji.
Very fascinating. And then, what's the bottom
And
line?
not a female, only male should do.
Hare Nam. Everybody else, please mute yourself. Mute yourself, please, everybody. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nameva Kevalam. Kalau Nastiev, Nastiev, Nastiev. Gatiranda. Only Harinam. Don't worry about it. Very fascinating. Okay. Then he's talking about next verse. Who are these confidential devotees who actually understand his mood? So now he's naming a few. Advaita Acharya Nityananda Srinivas, Gadadhar Damodar Murari Haridas, Arjat Chaitanya Krishnera Bhakta Gana, Bhakti Bhave Shire Dhari Sabhara Charan. Translation. Advaita Acharya, Lord Nityanand, Shiva's Pandit, Gadadhar Pandit. Collectively, they are known as
Panchtattva.
Panchtattva. Panchtattva, yes. Swarup Damodar. Who's Swarup Damodar? Who's Swarup Damodar? So he's a personal secretary.
Lalita.
Yeah, in Krishna Lila, yes. But in Chaitanya Lila, his personal secretary and confidant of Lord Chaitanya, who truly understood Lord Chaitanya's mood, as he demonstrated many, many times. Murari Gupta. Who was Murari Gupta in previous incarnation?
Hanuman.
Hanumanji, yes. Haridas Thakur, who he was? Who was he?
Brahma.
Brahma, exactly. And also Prahlad.
Yeah.
And all the devotees of Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Bowing down with devotion, I hold their lotus feet on my head. So what is the mantra that we chant every day, many, many times? That kind of reflects this.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhu Nityananda.
And the Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. So all those who are not included are here, the Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Okay. And what is he saying? I'm bowing down with devotion. I hold their lotus feet on my head. That's Krishna's Kaviraj saying that. So we must do that. We must do that. Okay. If we want to understand the truth about Lord Chaitanya. In other words, we have to take shelter of Lord Chaitanya's devotees. Right? What did Prahlad Maharaj say to his father, Hiranyakashipu? He said, the only salvation you have, my dear best of the asuras, is that you take the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees and smear it all over your body. Then and only there's some hope for you. Otherwise, you're done. Done, done. Okay? So, same thing. He's saying, I take the dust of the lotus feet of these devotees and I put it on my head. Or I take the whole foot, put it on my head. Why take a chance? To see the Girija. Okay? Text 229. Shasht Shlokir Ei Kahil Abhas Mool Shlokir Arthashuna Kariye Prakash. I have given a hint of the sixth verse. So all this time we've been just giving a hint of this. Sixth verse. Where is the sixth verse, by the way? Does anybody remember what verses we're talking about? What is the sixth verse being referred to?
The Shastashkara.
No, not at all. Not at all. Remember in the first chapter, we did the Mangalacharan verses. And all these verses that we were talking about, these chapters, are explanation of each of those verses. So we did the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Now we're on the sixth one. Okay. So 230. Shri Radhaya Pranay Mahima Kidrisho Manayeva Swadyo Yenadbhut Madhurima Kidrisho Va Madiya Saukhyam Chasya Mad Anubhavataha Idrisham veti lobhat tadbhavadhya samjani shachi garbh sindho hari indu. Translation. Desiring to understand the glory of Radha Rani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love. I'm going to stop here. And this is the answer to Ruchira Mata's question. What are the three reasons? Number one, understand the glory of Radha Rani's love. And we discussed that before. How come so pure, but she's crooked in terms of tricking me all the time? How come it's infinite, but still increases? Right? What is the nature of her love that I'm totally coming under her control? That's the glory of Radha's love that he wants to understand. Is that clear? That's reason number one. And Ruchira Mataji, I'm going to ask you specifically. Is that clear? Reason number one. Oh, she left. Okay. Number two, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love. So, what is the taste she's getting? Sorry, what are the qualities, sweetness of Krishna that she's tasting? I can't taste my own sweetness. We talk about the example of the mango, doesn't know how sweet it is. But others do. Similarly, Krishna doesn't know what my sweetness is like, but Radha Rani does. So he wants to taste that. And finally, the number three, what is the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, Krishna's love for her? Okay? Those are three reasons. You can mark this text 230 for that. I would need a quick summary. And it says, richly endowed with her emotions, Lord Krishna appeared from the womb of Shachi Mata as the moon appears from the ocean. Okay? Any questions, comments on that? This is the summary of the whole chapter. Actually, chapter 3 and 4. This is it. Okay? So I'm assuming that everybody understood it so well. There's no questions. So I'll move on. Okay? All right, 231. ये सब सिद्धांत गुण कहते न जुयाए न कहले केहू इहार अंत नहीं पाए. So his dilemma Krishnadas Kaviraj is facing. He's saying all these conclusions are unfit to disclose in public. But if they are not disclosed, no one will understand them. You see the dilemma here? These conclusions are not fit to be disclosed to anybody, to any Tom, Dick, and Harry, as they say in English. But if they're not disclosed, then no one will understand them. So people who want to understand will not understand. Okay?
Hey, Bol Prabhu, sorry.
Usha?
I had a question
Bolo?
in the previous one, previous question, 230.
Bolo.
The wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love. So qualities of Lord, qualities of Krishna, he wants to.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Krishna cannot taste his own sweetness. But Radharani can. That's why we give the example of the mango. Mango doesn't taste its own taste, its sweetness. You and I can. So Radharani can taste the sweetness of Krishna, but Krishna cannot taste the sweetness of Krishna. So therefore, he's come in the mood of Radharani, taste his own sweetness.
The qualities of his own.
आई बात समझ में?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, 232. अतएव कही किछु करिया निगूढ़ बूझबे रसिक भक्त न बूझबे मूढ़. Very interesting words. Therefore, I shall mention them, revealing only their essence, so that loving devotees will understand them, but fools will not. So who does not understand? Krishnadas Kaviraj has a word for that.
Fools. Muda.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm putting my hand up because
I saw that.
Yes.
I had my hand up too, by the way, and I have the responsibility to explain. Okay, so basically saying that only a loving devotee can understand these points. Those who are not loving devotees, they won't understand. 233 हृदय धरे जे चैतन्य नित्यानंद ये सब सिद्धांत से ही पाए बे आनंद. Anyone who has captured Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityanand Prabhu in his heart will become blissful by hearing all these transcendental conclusions. So we're feeling a little bit of joy in our heart. That means we've got a little bit of Krishna, God is captured in our heart. Feeling nothing, well then we'll have to catch up. If we captured it fully, then we're going crazy right now. 234. ये सब सिद्धांत होय आमलेर पल्लव भक्तगण कोकिलेर सर्वदा बल्लभ. Very interesting. Let's read the translation. We will explain this. All these conclusions are like the newly grown twigs of a mango tree. They are always pleasing to the devotees who in this way resemble cuckoo birds. So what does that mean? Does anyone want to explain that translation to me? What is this? Suddenly move to mango tree and cuckoo bird. No ideas? Okay, so let's go back. Everybody still awake, or am I boring the... I'm seeing some expressions that say...
We are awake, but we are fools.
Prabhu, we are actually awake, but your questions are too hard. We don't know the answers.
Okay, no worries, no worries. So, cuckoo bird in Hindi is called?
Koyal?
Koyal. Koyal ki, what's the special quality of koyal?
He sings
The
very
sound.
sweet. He
Sings
sings
very
sweet.
sweet. But does it sing all the time, all the seasons?
No.
No. What's the season? That season coincides with the growing of the mangoes. The mango season is when she really sings.
Correct.
Otherwise, she's quiet. Okay? And what happens is that when she sees these fresh, juicy mangoes, she bites on them. It is said that a mango bitten by a cuckoo bird becomes even more sweet. So she tastes the sweetness of the mango and makes it more sweet. So devotee is compared here with a cuckoo bird. When they taste the mango, which means that when they taste the pastimes and this mood of Radha, Krishna, and Lord Chaitanya, then they become even more sweet in terms of enjoying it. And the pastime itself becomes more sweet. So they become more sweet, the pastime becomes more sweet, so they taste it in the greater sweetness. And that's the analogy of the cuckoo bird and the mango tree. Is that clear? Does it make sense or no?
I did
Prabhuji,
not
now it makes sense, Prabhu. Like Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd verse, Nigama Kalpataro Gaitam Phalam.
You got it. Yes, you got it.
Oh my God. But Prabhuji, honestly, I didn't know that Koyal will sing only during mango season. If you had
Yeah.
said parrot.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, Keshav Sekar, you were saying something.
Oh, I did not get it. ऊपर से निकला सब.
So फिर से बोले?
Sorry.
Let's try again. So let's talk about the cuckoo bird first. Cuckoo bird waits for the mango season, tastes the mango, and enjoys the sweetness so much, she starts singing this beautiful voice. So the devotees, the Rasika devotees, are being compared to this cuckoo bird. They enjoy the taste of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And when they taste it, they start chanting so sweetly, so nicely, because they enjoy that taste. And they're singing, they're chanting that gives taste to other people who can't sing like the cuckoo bird. So that's us. So we're enjoying the enjoyment of the devotees. And that's why we enjoy so much the bhajans by Narottam Das Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Lochan Das Thakur. So many. Because they are expressing the ecstasy they feel from the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna, etc. And they're giving us the ecstasy to feel by chanting their bhajans. So does that make it a little more clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. But Prabhuji, this is both simultaneously, right? When we chant,
Yes.
then increase the love for pastime. When we read, it increase the love for chanting. So both ways going through like parallel, right?
Yeah. Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj says, I don't know how many times he said this. People keep asking him, how do I develop the taste for chanting? And what does he say?
Keep chanting.
Keep more chanting,
Mhm.
more chanting. That's his standard answer.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about.
Mm.
Okay. Is that clear now?
It's clear, Prabhuji, but very funny thing came in my mind. I was thinking when cuckoo bird like poke that fruit, तो fruit तो जूठा हो गया, how would we offer it to Krishna?
I think that's allowed. That's
Okay.
allowed. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sure. Thank you. 235. Abhakt, wonderful analogies. Another analogy here coming up. Abhakt ustrer ite na hoy pravesh, tabe chitte hoy mor ananda vishesh. The camel-like non-devotees cannot enter into these topics. Therefore, there's a special jubilation in my heart. Very, very interesting. Why suddenly camel example is being given? Any ideas?
Camel live in desert like sub dry, sukha.
And what does it like to eat?
Blood.
The
It is eating the
signs
thorns.
they
Actually, the blood, it mixes
have
its
thorns in
blood,
it.
so it tastes its own blood.
Yes. So is cactus, which is very, very dry and is full of thorns. As it bites into it, its tongue gets cut, its mouth gets cut. Blood comes out and he tastes his own blood and says, yummy. Right? But it's not real yummy. So non-devotees are compared with camels. They live in the desert where there's no pleasure, there's no oasis, no shelter, nothing but heat. It's the heat of the material world. All the anxiety and the miseries, all those kind of things. They're suffering from all that. Still, they don't want to move out of the desert. And they eat the cactus and they say, oh, that's the tastiest thing in the world. Okay? But interesting, Krishna's cover saying, therefore, this special jubilation in my heart. Like these guys will never understand it, therefore they will not cause any problems. They're happy. Oh, sorry, I forgot to plug my computer. Just 1 second, please. Okay, I'm all set. Okay, so anyway, so the point is that Krishna's cover is happy that my dilemma is resolved. Okay. 236. जे लागी कहते भय से यदि न जाने यह बोई कीवा सुख आछे त्रिभुवने. For fear of them, I do not wish to speak. But if they do not understand, then what can be happier in all the three words? Then what can be happier in all the three words? So Krishna's comes very happy. Fools will not understand it. Fools being the atheists and the rebel rousers, the troublemakers. Okay? So he says, it's okay for me to explain this. So now 237 says, Ataiv, therefore, Ataiv Bhakta Gana Kari Namaskar, Nishanke Kahiye Tar Huk Chamatkar. So saying, therefore, after offering obeisances to the devotees, for their satisfaction, I shall speak without hesitating. So he's saying, I speak for the satisfaction of the devotees. I don't care for the non-devotees. Okay? 238. Krishner vichar ek achhay antare, Punanand Puna Ras Rup Kahe More. Translation. Once Lord Krishna considered within his heart, everyone says that I'm complete bliss, full of rasas. Oh, sorry, I just thought of something else. So why is he so worried about the non-devotees hearing all this? Because they will misunderstand the loving affair of Radha and Krishna.
Mm.
And they will start making all these offenses and polluting the mind of everybody else. So Sahajiyas, non-devotees who talk about Krishna being the playboy and all those kind of things, they will cause problems. That's why he doesn't want to do anything with the non-devotees, also hide from them. And he's happy that they will not understand. Okay? I just also thought of something else. I can't remember the verse number now, but
But
Krishna
what
says,
were all three worlds? What
huh?
are the three words? In verse number 236,
Uh-huh.
then what can be happier in all the three worlds?
Yeah, so upper, lower, middle planets.
Uh,
Bhur, huh? Right? Sorry, did I answer your question, Ushu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I just thought of that. So Gita, and I can't remember the verse number now. It says, Arjun, all this knowledge I've given you, don't share with anybody who's not a devotee, who's not a believer. Anybody remembers that verse? I can't remember the number right now. Anyway, so same thing, Krishna cautioning Arjun also, that I'm telling you all this, but don't discuss with non-devotees. Okay. 239. Sorry. Yeah. 239. आमा होते आनंदित होए त्रिभुवन आमा के आनंद दिव्य ऐसे कौन जानी. All the world derives pleasure from me. Is there anyone who can give me pleasure? So Krishna is being a little selfish, but also realistic. He says, everybody gets pleasure from me, either devotees or non-devotees. They both get pleasure from me. How? Non-devotees keep asking for stuff. Or at least Sakam Bhaktas, they keep asking. Bhaktas also ask for different things, like seva and all that. But who's there who can give me pleasure? Somebody take care of me. 240. Ama hoite jar hoye shat shat gun. Sei jan ahladite pare moraman. He's saying only one who has 100 times more qualities than me could give pleasure to my mind. So he says, an ordinary person can't do that. Only somebody very special who's got 100 times more qualities than me. Right? So it's like if you have billions of dollars and somebody comes with $100 in his pocket and says, let me impress you. Well, you're going to laugh him off, right? So Krishna has infinite pleasure, infinite qualities, infinite pastimes. What can we do to please him? And that's why even when you offer bhoga, some of us may not be saying this mantra, but the mantra is Todiyam vastu govindam tubhyamev samarpaya. Means, my dear Lord Krishna, whatever I'm offering you is yours to start with. You gave it to me, so I may offer it to you. Okay? And that's the mood that we should have. So everything is his. So how will you impress him? He's saying only somebody who's got 100 times more qualities than I do. So who's that person? Now,
Radha Rani.
no, hold on. That was a rhetorical question. 241. Ama hote guni bad jagate asambhav ekali radhate taha kari anubhav. So saying now, one more qualified than me is impossible to find in this world.
But
impossible. Who can have more qualities than me? But in Radha alone, I feel the presence of one who gives me pleasure. Hare Krishna, I'm hearing these noises again. Please keep yourself on the mute. Everybody, please keep yourself on the mute if you're not talking. Okay, so but in Radha alone, I feel the presence of one who can give me the pleasure. So only Radha Rani can give me pleasure, nobody else. 242, 243. कोटि काम जिनी रूप यद्यपि अमार असमोर्थ माधुर्य साम्य नाही जार मोर रूपे आप्यायित होय त्रिभुवन राधार दर्शने मोर जुड़ाए नयन. My God, how powerful is that? Translation. Although my beauty defeats the beauty of 10 million cupids. Do चार नहीं, 10 million cupids. Although it is unequaled and unsurpassed. My beauty is unequaled and unsurpassed. And although it gives pleasure to the three worlds, seeing Radha Rani gives pleasure to my eyes. And my father is saying in joke, Sari khudai ek taraf, joru ko bhai दूसरी taraf. Means my wife's brother is the most powerful person in the world. He can run against anything in the world. If I have to choose between the rest of the world and my brother-in-law, I choose my brother-in-law. Krishna is saying the same thing. He's saying, you can put everybody in the three worlds on one side, nothing. Nobody does anything to me. But Radha does something to me. So again, it's proving how special Radha Rani is. 244. More vanshi gite akar shaye tribhuvan Radhar vachne hoye hare amar shravan. So again, continues to glorify Radha Rani. The vibration of my transcendental flute attracts the three worlds. When it plays vanshi, people just go mesmerized, completely mesmerized, enchanted. But my ears are enchanted by the sweet words of Srimati Radharani. So even my flute is not enchanting me, it's enchanting everybody else. But Radharani's words, her voice enchants me. I'm mesmerized. So her beauty, her words, completely mesmerizing. 244, 245. Yadyapi amar gandhe jagat sugandh, more chitta prana hare radha angagandh. It's continuing. Although my body lends fragrance to the entire creation, any fragrance that exists in the world comes from him. But the scent of Radharani's limbs captivates my mind and heart. So, what have we done so far in terms of glory? Krishna has done so far in glory of Radharani. She gives pleasure to his eyes because of her beauty. Her words give her more pleasure than his own sweet, flute. And the fragrance of her body exceeds anything else in the world and captivates his mind and heart. He continues. Yadyapi amar rase jagat saras, radhar adhar ras ama kare vash. Although the entire creation is full of different tastes because of me. So whatever taste is there, coming from Krishna. But I'm charmed by the nectarian taste of the lips of Srimati Radharani. Okay, continues. 247. Yadyapi amar sparsha koti indu shital, radhikar sparshe ama kare sushital. And although my touch is cooler than 10 million moons, I'm refreshed by the touch of Srimati Radha. Just amazing. Still continuing. Ei mat jagater sukhe ami hetu, radhikar roop guna amar jivatu. Thus, although I'm the source of happiness for the entire world, the beauty and attributes of Srimati Radharani are my life and soul. Like amazing. Imagine Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is continuing his praise of Radharani love so much. 249. Aimat anubhav amar pratit vichari dekhiye yadi sab viparit. Now a very interesting point coming up. Translation. In this way, my affectionate feelings for Srimati Radharani may be understood, but on analysis, I find them contradictory. It is a mehnat ki bekar. All this time is glorifying Radharani like anything. But now saying, but this contradiction here. So let's understand what that means. 250. Radha darshane mor judaye nayan, amar darshane Radha sukhe agoyan. My eyes are fully satisfied when I look upon Srimati Radharani. But by looking upon me, she becomes even more advanced in satisfaction. In other words, whatever satisfaction I'm getting from looking at her, her satisfaction from looking at me is many, many times more. Contradiction number 1.
Okay.
251. Paraspar Venugite Haraye Chetan Mor bhrame tamalere kare alingan. The flute-like murmur of the bamboos rubbing against one another steals Radha Rani's consciousness, for she thinks it to be the sound of my flute. And she embraces the tamal tree, mistaking it for me. So what does this mean to us? Radha Rani is Krishna Mai. What does that mean? What does Krishna Mai mean?
She only
Always
thinks of
thinking
Krishna.
about Krishna.
Sorry?
Totally absorbed in Krishna.
Is it like Radha Rani is within Krishna himself? Krishna Mai. Everything is like both are the same. Total.
Okay. I think I know what you mean. Yeah. Sorry.
Only for Krishna.
Only for Krishna. Okay. Aditi, you were saying?
Same thing, only for Krishna.
Sorry, say again?
I said I had the same thing. Only for she thinks only of Krishna.
I'm sorry, say again?
He thinks only about Krishna.
Only of Krishna. Okay. What else?
Completely absorbed in Krishna, conscious, everything.
Completely absorbed, yes.
Nothing but Krishna.
Nothing but Krishna. Okay. Made up of Krishna Prema. Yeah.
He does everything for the pleasure of Krishna.
She sees Krishna in everything. She doesn't see anything but Krishna in everything. She doesn't hear anything but Krishna's flute or Krishna's words. She doesn't smell anything but Krishna's fragrance. So that's why she says Tamal tree is black. Oh, it must be Krishna. Embraces it. The bamboo trees are rubbing against each other. She hears the flute. But that's all she can hear. Continues. Krishna alingan painu janam safale. Krishna sukhe magna rahe vraksh kari kole. I've gotten the embrace of Sri Krishna, she thinks. So now my life is fulfilled. So it's not just imagination. She's actually feeling my life is successful now. Thus she remains immersed in pleasing Krishna, taking the tree in her arms. That is Krishna. Completely immersed. 253. Anukul vate yadi paye mor gandh, udiya padite chahe preme hoy andh. When a favorable breeze carries to her the fragrance of my body, she is blinded by love and tries to fly into that breeze to come to me.
Okay.
Which is very interesting. If the breeze is coming to you from Krishna, which direction is it blowing? Huh? What?
Every direction, wherever. There's no particular direction.
No. In context of Krishna and Radha, Radha is standing one way, Krishna is standing another place. From which direction is the wind blowing?
From Krishna towards Radha Rani.
Exactly. So from Krishna. But if she wants to fly to Krishna, she has to fly against the wind. Are you with me? But she doesn't care. She doesn't even realize that. She just wants to fly. She thinks I can fly with the wind. No, mother, you cannot. But she doesn't realize that. All that matters to her, I want to fly to Krishna. Okay. 254. Tambul charivit jabe kare aswadane, anand samudre dube kichui na jane. When she tastes the beetle chewed by me, she merges in an ocean of joy and forgets everything else. So once again, she's chewing the beetle chewed by Krishna, and that gives her so much pleasure. It's like an ocean of joy for her, and she forgets everything else. 255, I'm going to stop after that. Amar sangame radha paye je anand, shatmukhe boli tabu na paye tar ant. Even with hundreds of mouths, I could not express the transcendental pleasure she derives from my association. Krishna is accepting defeat. I'm unable to describe the joy she feels from my association. So what was the other time Krishna accepted defeat with the gopis? We accepted defeat with the gopis.
I'm thinking of Yashoda Maya.
I'm sorry?
When Yashoda Maya, when he let him.
No, I'm talking about the gopis, not she's gopi also, but I'm the gopi consorts.
Yeah, Rasidam Prabhuji.
Prabhu, sorry, Prabhu?
At the Rasa dance.
Correct. At the end of Rasa Lila, when they met, what did he say? Na parayaham. I'm not able to repay your debt because you don't want anything from me. My principle is but I cannot follow that principle. There is no way to repay you. You don't want anything. Even your joy comes from my joy. So only if I give me joy, you'll get the joy. I cannot give you joy to have you joy. So I accept defeat. He's another way. I accept defeat. I can't describe what Radha Rani feels. It's too much information. So all-knowing, omniscient, all-powerful, omnipotent, all-pervading everywhere, that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, the Supreme Controller, is unable to describe what Radha Rani feels in his association. Is accept defeat. So when he accepts defeat, he comes under complete control of Radha Rani. Okay. I'm seeing many glossy eyes. I'm going to stop here. Any questions or comments?
Prabhu, if you can once again explain love personified.
I'm sorry, love for?
Love personified, when you said
love
that.
personified, yes.
Yeah. Can you explain one more time?
So, what is our body made of? Our body. Our body. Yeah, Panchatattvas, basically. Earth, heat, air, fire, right? If instead of that, it was only constituted of love, there will be love personified. So thus Krishna has nothing there in his body except love.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Ruparaju Mataji, you have your hand raised.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Sadha Pranam. Prabhuji, in today's class, in the last 2 to 3 slokas, you mentioned about, let's see the contradictions. Could you please outline those one more time?
Yeah, sure. I'll just go back to the verses. Trying to remember which particular verse it was.
249.
249. Okay.
And then from there it started.
Hold on.
229.
No, Mataji.
249 is right. 249 is correct. It says, in this way, my affectionate feelings for Srimati Radharani may be understood, but on analysis, find them contradictory. That's what you're referring to, right, Mataji?
Prabhuji, you mentioned 2 contraries, but I didn't catch them.
249, read the translation.
In this way, my affectionate feelings for Srimati Radharani may be understood, but on analysis, I find them contradictory.
Right. So that's the question, right? How are they contradictory? Right? So next few verses we did today. So 250, for example, says, I am fully satisfied when I see her. But she becomes even more advanced satisfaction. Like her satisfaction is not completed. It increases even more. So basically saying, it should be just like mine. I'm satisfied, she should be satisfied. But she's not. It increases even more. That's one contradiction. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Talking about flute-like murmur of the bamboos rubbing against one another is steals across. Now, has anybody been to a forest of bamboos? And when they rub against each other, what happens?
They produce a sound.
I'm sorry?
Fire.
Sorry, Prabhu?
They produce fire.
Of course, that's very true. But sound, in terms of sound, what does that sound like? Huh?
The hollow flute-like sound.
No, it's not. It's very harsh. It's like danda mara ek dusre ko. If you ever watch a movie where the two people are fighting with big dandas, cut, 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 cut. It's a very harsh sound. She's hearing that. But in her ears, she's hearing the flute of Krishna. Again, there's a contradiction. How do you find that? Now, how many have you seen the Tamal tree? Has anybody seen Tamal tree?
It's in the courtyard of Krishna Balaram temple.
Exactly. So you've seen that. Now, how many of us look at that and see Krishna in it? Right? But Radha Rani sees Krishna. That's contradiction. In something that's not even a beautiful tree. She sees Krishna in that. That's the contradiction. Right? Um, 253. When a favorable breeze carries her to the fragrance of my body, she's blinded by love, touch. So that's what I was saying before. Typically, you'd fly with the wind. But she's flying against the wind, thinking it's a natural thing to do. A contradiction. Right? When she tastes beetle chewed by me, she merges in an ocean of joy and forgets everything else. So just from chewing that beetle chewed by Radha Krishna, she's getting so much pleasure. Those of you who have ever eaten beetle nuts, I mean, I don't know, it's not the best taste in the world. But she's tasting it, feeling the biggest joy on earth. Right? So those are contradictions he's talking about.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I got it now.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Hi Krishna Prabhuji, can I share a realization?
हाँ, sure, please do.
ऐसे लग रहा है किसी का बहुत intimate love letter पढ़ रहा है.
हाँ, isn't it? Isn't it? That's true.
I
That's
was
absolutely true.
thinking the book is written by Krishna Das Kavi Raj. There's a
Yes.
reason his name is उसके नाम में ऐसे कवि है ना, poet. इतने सुंदर सुंदर मेटाफोर्स डाले हैं.
Yes.
लिटरली ऐसा लग रहा है आप किसी का लव लेटर डिकोड कर रहे हो, किसी ने एक दूसरे के लिखा है और आप पढ़ रहे हो और खुद खुश हो रहे हो ना. Very strange
That's very
kind of.
true. Yeah, very true. I mean, Krishna is admiring her qualities. Like, I mean, if a CEO of a company starts publicly appreciating an employee, you know that employees must be very good. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead, praising Radha Rani like anything and saying, I can't even praise her enough. Must be a very special person. And that's our Radha Rani. For anybody, Krishna says that I'm controlled by her. Must be a very special person.
Then Prabhu, we must seek Radha Rani first.
As Gaudiya Vaishnava, that's what we're supposed to do.
To seek
Please
Krishna.
Radha Rani more than pleasing Krishna. Krishna only pleased, Radha Rani is pleased. So that is Gaudiya Vaishnava's ultimate goal is to please Radha Rani. That is true.
Again, it's a contradiction, vice versa.
Well, in a way, yeah. In a way. Okay. Any other realizations or comments? Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyo eva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna, brother. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thanks.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Vallabhari Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Okay. Is the hard code left?
Prabhuji, one question. Have time.
हाँ बोली माताजी.
Prabhuji, I feel like in today's class when you're explaining about Radha Rani, I felt like, oh, she is very exalted. I mean, bigger than like Krishna. I mean, she had fully absorbed Krishna's presence. So for us, like, even to hear those things, we are in this material world, and to hear about Radha Rani, not even a dust of her particle also, we are not even qualified. So how can we like by listening to her, what are like what can we accomplish is what my thing is, because something I feel like it is something foreign.
Well, I mean, anything spiritual. Can you please mute yourself, everybody else? Just mute yourself, please. Thank you. So, anything spiritual is foreign to us because we made this material world our home. So, yes, you're right. And that is why we take the shelter of a pure devotee, our Guru, or Srila Prabhupada if we don't have a Guru, and we go through him. All our prayers are directed towards the Guru with the prayer that, please convey this to Radha Rani. So we can't do that. You're right. We're not authorized to serve Radha and Krishna. That's why we go to the Guru. That's why it's so important for all of us to be initiated. It's very, very important. But you get that support. In the meantime, we can all have Srila Prabhupada as our Guru. He is the preeminent Shiksha Guru for our movement.
मैं किचन में रख देना पानी में rinse करके. Oops, I'm so sorry. I am really sorry.
Okay. So, Mataji, did I ask you a question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.